This is the OMFL.
You can't touch this.
And you're in the mix with Kinda Real Name. Here's another OMFL production.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Press Pass Live, your weekly podcast show for the OMFL. It's been a couple of weeks, man, and trying to get the crew together, but with the holidays, it just made it all too tough. And let me turn this mic up a little bit. Sorry about that. With the holidays and with everything, I just wasn't able to make anything happen. And even now, the guys are not able to. We just can't find a time. And there's a lot of things that are going to be announced soon. Can't even talk here, but some sad news that will come down the pipe here in the next couple of days, maybe another week and a half or so. Then I'm kind of hoping changes, but if it doesn't, it will be what it is. And we'll have some stuff to announce that will affect the show a little bit and kind of affect what we have going on. But we're moving forward, and let's do a quick catch up. I am by myself, and so I want to do a quick catch up. Today's show is going to be different, though. It's going to be different than any show that we've done in a very long time, and I'm actually going to require this as mandatory viewing from everybody that's in the league, just because today's going to be a commish rant day, and that's why I wanted everybody to be on the show. I wanted everybody to be able to give their input. Excuse me. And we just couldn't make that happen. We've been trying to make it happen for almost a week and a half now, and just can't make it happen. So I'm going to make a show. I'm going to get it done and get this out. And we will definitely get some feedback from the guys on the next show that we do. But let's do a little catching up here. Just want to cover some division leaders. We will be into week number 14 here in the next probably hour, maybe 45 minutes or so. But you got the Indianapolis Colts still leading the way, undefeated at 13-0. I'm not sure anybody's going to be able to beat them there in the AFC. In the NFC, the Cowboys are doing just as well, 12-0-1. The San Francisco 49ers right behind him at 11-2. And then it kind of falls off. My Saints at 8-4-1. I did lose to the CPU Cardinals last night, which I'm going to change some settings. Everybody's been complaining, excuse me, about these settings. And we need to adjust them, so we will. We'll adjust them. The Seattle Seahawks at 10-3. Bears at 6-6. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers right behind everybody at 6-5-1. Big matchup between the Buccaneers and Saints will happen right after advance. Back to the AFC, the Patriots are at 9-4. The Broncos 8-4. They're having a good season. The Bengals have bounced back at 7-6. The Jaguars at 11-2, and the Miami Dolphins at 9-4. Jets, Browns, Titans, and Texans all technically still in it. In the NFC, you still have the Vikings, the Lions, the Panthers, and the Packers all still technically in it. Some of these races will come down to the division winner. The NFC North is going to be a big one there. The AFC East is going to be a big one. Who's going to win those? Because the losers may not be able to make it into the playoffs. And if you're part of like the AFC South, that's a tight division with 11-win team there in second place. And even over in the NFC West, the 10-win Seattle Seahawks in second place. So even an 11, 12, 13-win team may be a wild card team because of the division that they're in. And that's just going to kind of catch you up to where we are. Lots of really great content. Let's go over to our website real quick. There's been tons of content. And even though we gave extra days for the advance because of the holiday, we haven't needed them. They've actually sped up. We've actually hit early advances for the last 4 weeks. But lots of really good content in here. Go hit More Madden. You can see all the great content out there. I'll put a little plug for our wrestling show. We did put it out, so go and check that out if you're looking for something new and different to go read and watch. It's some really, really good content that's being produced that's out there. But let's talk about a couple of the reasons why we're really here. I actually taken down some notes, and then I accidentally deleted them, and so I actually don't have them. But there are definitely some subjects that have been becoming an issue. I'll say this. This is my disclaimer to all of this. This is how Madden works. It ebbs and it flows. The game comes out, and usually everyone loves it. And the first patch or two comes out, everyone hates it. And then everyone kind of finds their groove. Whether the good teams will be really good teams, the other teams kind of float, right? Everybody kind of finds their groove of where they are going to be. But recently, or I shouldn't say recently, this happens every Madden, but it's happened here recently, is that people figure out ways to play the game. They figure out what works, what doesn't work, and they do a lot more of what works and a lot less of what doesn't work. And they do their best to fall within the rules so that they don't get in trouble and they don't get talked to by myself. We started the feedback forums to kind of get true, honest feedback, to head up issues. That's been a challenge, even though I have to admit this year has been really good. Guys have been giving good feedback. I actually have it up here as a tab. I'm not going to show you guys because it's actually no one's business. We have been trying to watch film and keep notes. I've been trying to do a better job of just keeping track of everything that we're doing so that we can share those things with you. Excuse me with my throat here. It seems like this weather change has not agreed with my throat, so I'm going to be taking some water from time to time to try to solve this little issue. But anyway, guys have been kind of complaining about the same things over and over. And so let's talk about a couple of those things. And I knew that was going to happen. Let's talk about slider settings. Let's go ahead and go here and talk about that first. So guys have been complaining about the slider settings about pass rush. And so we did. I do get annoyed by people who constantly complain, but who don't play test games, who don't test sliders, who don't find solutions, who just want to complain for complaining's sake, like I have set out to ruin people's fun in Madden 19. But I do take all that stuff to heart, and I do try to figure this out for everybody and make this as fun as we possibly can. So I hit the test field for about an hour and a half on my vacation the other day, and we really attacked that pass blocking slider. We found out that our pass blocking slider was backwards, and so every time we went up, it actually had less pass blocking. Figured that out by setting it to 0, playing some test games, and finding out, oh, at 0 you have all day, and at 99 you don't have but a second. That shows you that it's backwards. And so we messed with it at 20, then 30, and then I tried it at 35, and we messed with it, and tried a bunch of things, even allowing aggressive. We usered, we didn't user. Like, we really attacked this thing in a very, scientific way as you possibly can, and found that 25 is the number. And that's where we've been for a while. At 26, it begins to give you the overpowered defensive tackle. Not horribly bad at 26. At 27, it gets horribly bad. But at 26, it's very noticeable that defensive tackles overpower run plays and overpower pass plays. And you go from, 3 sacks, 4 sacks a game total to 4 sacks a quarter total. And it just adds up quick. And there is a hair trigger there with the pass block. We tried with allowing 25 as the slider, but allowing aggressive. And it's way overpowered. Aggressive gets you through the line tremendously without even using. There even was the concept that maybe fatigue was the answer in that, because of our fatigue, which was at 47. It's now at 50. This needs to be updated. That fatigue was the cause that if you usered the defensive end, that you were so tired by the time you pressed the buttons you needed to press, that your player could not get to the quarterback. So we bumped up fatigue to 50. A lot of people don't use their defensive end, some out of complete spite of me. But yeah, I haven't heard much feedback. I do find that players don't get tired as easily, so it's not that big of a difference that it matters to me to go back to 47 or keep it 50. 50 is fine. I haven't noticed a big difference one way or the other. So that's the first thing I kind of want to talk about. I'm trying to think through some of these other wide receiver catch, right, was another thing talked about, that a lot of players after season 1 dropped the ball. We adjusted that to 90, as you see. You still have drops. You still have drops when you should, but you also have players that hold on to the ball when they should. And I have not heard nearly as many complaints about catches. That's something I think we don't get nearly enough credit for. The CPU sliders need to be adjusted. You can see where they're at. You know, the accuracy's at 10. It's probably going to come down to 5. The pass block will probably come down to 40. The run block will probably stay where it's at. It seems to be fine when you play the CPU. And everything else seems to be okay. Yeah, it's just the quarterbacks are super accurate, and the CPU will always just run the same plays over and over and over, and it's really annoying to play the CPU. I will talk with the board and figure out what can we do when it comes to sim wins. And it may be one of these situations where we start allowing sim wins. It just becomes a problem whenever guys, miss 3-4 weeks in a row. It's just easy wins, right? And when other teams are having to go out there and earn it, if I'm in a tight playoff race and my guy gets 2 CPU games back-to-back, well, if we allow sim wins, he gets 2 free wins, and I got to go out and earn them. It's just not fair, right? And I get playing the CPU isn't fair. So I don't know what we're going to do. I will talk with the board. I'm open to ideas. I'll bounce around ideas. My idea is to make the quarterback easy enough to where you have to play it, but if you play a good, solid game, you can win. Hard enough to where you can't just go out there and blow them out 100-0, but also not have it to where it's impossible. And right now, it can be pretty tough. And yeah, I fell victim like everybody else too. I lost to the CPU last night in a tight playoff race in a game that I needed, in a game that I feel like I could have won if it had been user versus user, and it wasn't. Yeah, so I'll keep continuing to mess with it. The rest is going to be around plays. And I'm trying to recall all the different things that I wanted to rant and rave about, because it's funny, you get inundated with this stuff, right? And I even seen guys try to, I don't even know a good word to put on it, but try to give a reasoning as to why they complain that being a commissioner is a thankless job. I don't buy into that. I think that you can be thankful by being thankful and by not complaining for complaining's sake. And people think I don't see everything. And the truth is that I ignore a lot of what I see because I personally feel like that's good leadership, is learning what to ignore. And so I've learned how to ignore some of these really things that get under my skin. The constant negativity does that. First things first, let's talk about chatting during a game. Let's see. I know it's in here, unless it was taken out by our faithful friend who tried to help clean up our terrible writing, and he was going to fix all this. Here we go. That's not it. Yeah, it's not in here. It was right in here. But it spoke about not using chat during a game. It doesn't happen nearly as often as it used to, but it's still happening by a handful of owners. and it kind of drives everybody nuts. We get it. We heard you. You don't like the game. Okay. I don't want to hear it every other day when you're playing. Like, I really am at a point where it's like, guys, if you're that miserable, I get that you love the people here and you love the concept of the league, but if you hate the game, quit, please. There are other options to stay in the community. Ducks has done it. There are other ways that you can stay connected to our community and not play Madden. I need you to do that. I need you just to man up and say, yo, I hate this game so much, I got to go, right? And there's going to be an announcement coming here soon, somebody that's doing that. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like when anyone leaves. I take that crap personally because I've worked so hard to build this place over 22 years, over the last 4 as the grown folks community. I don't want anyone to leave. But at the same time, you got to do what you got to do, man. And if you got to go, you got to go. And if the game drives you that insane, then you either got to not tell everybody about it and just suck it up because that's what you want to do, or you got to say, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm out. I'm going to play another game. I'll stay in the community. I'll do whatever. But you guys got to start turning off chat, walking away from the computer, including me, whenever you're playing a game. Because it's bad for the community. It's bad for the momentum. It's bad for the vibe. It's just bad all around. So stay out of chat, please. Until your game is over, until you can breathe. If you're that salty you can't say good game, then fill it out on your feedback. Fake it, say good game, because there's just some guys here that really matters. And just move on with your life. It's just not that important. Yeah, because it's just kind of gotten old, and it's burning out good people that are here to make this place what it is. And I'll be honest, we're losing board members left and right because the guys are just burnt out from the constant crap. And being in chat and complaining 24/7 about how much you hate this game is part of that. So let's talk about why guys hate this game. Let's get into it. Let's talk about FPR. Let's talk about offense first. The whole concept between FPR and sim language, and the reason we don't say that we're a sim league, because we're not, and the reason that we've avoided using that language, which I will say we were a part of when that language was created back in 2001, when leagues first started to begin to form and create, that sim word was created to say that you were basically a league with rules. It wasn't free for all. That's all that word meant. There was no really common denominator of the league rules. It turned into, well, that means we simulate what you see on Sundays. And, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 years ago, that was true, right? It's not true anymore. I made a comment to somebody last night. More teams have went for it on 4th down this year than I've ever seen in my entire life. So if we simulate what we see on Sundays, we should allow everybody to go for it on 4th down anytime they want. No more punts. Right? Then it just devolves into competition. And what you see on ESPN when you see people play Madden. That's not what we are. We're a fair play rule league, which means that we have rules to govern play to keep the playing field as even as we can in order to have 2 things happen. Number 1, good GMing ability, the ability to build, develop, and field the team that is better on paper and in play than the other team. You went out and you found the players, regardless of overall, that play better than the other guy's players. And mixed with your ability to call the correct plays at the correct time in the correct situations with good timing and good decision making, that you will win a game. That you have an opportunity to win a championship. That when the other guy does the exact same thing and builds the team that fits his style, that fields the team that will outplay the guys on the other side of the field for him, when he calls the correct plays in the correct situations and circumstances, when he has the right timing, that he too has an opportunity to win a championship. And when both of those Madden players meet on the field, then it's truly a chess match of back and forth, of give and take, of adjustments, of who can make the adjustments quicker and call the better game. That is what we are after for FPR. And I think we have two kind of dividing lines here that have happened in Madden 19. I loathed Madden 18. Hated every second of it. Threatened to quit what it felt like every other day behind closed doors. But I never did, because this isn't about the game. This is about the brotherhood that we have here in the OMFL, and now in the grown folks community that is growing daily, that we will add another league to in December. It's crazy. We will have 5 Madden leagues in December. Is that right? Yeah, 5. To go along with everything else that we have here. So for those who tell me that you just have to complain because the game's that bad, I just don't believe it, right? Like, we're better than that. And if you are at a point where you got to quit, then quit. Hey, I respect that. It's not for you, bro. I'm going to hate it. I'm going to be really sad for some of you because I really like you and I, you're a friend. But you, like, at the end of the day, you don't owe me nothing. But if you stay, you do. You owe this community enough to stop complaining. And so what I've seen, the dividing line I was talking about, is that either guys are upset because things are not how they used to be. They're not. You can't play defensive end and get 22 sacks a year and dominate on defense and have a top 5 defense because you're a really good user defensive end. Those days are gone. I'm sorry. Some of you hate that. Some of you think I've done that. That's just the game. I told you, we've tested it. If I go 27, 30, 35, which was going to be my suggestion, I figured with the new slider updates, 35 might be the number. We're going to have 12 sacks a game again. It's just not fun. Like, I literally remember games in early, the first season, season 80, I was getting up 7, 10 sacks a game. And not because I was holding on to the ball, because literally snap, through the line, sack. That's not fun, and that's not what I'm going to have here. And I'm sorry. That's not because we're out to stop some people. It's just, it's a lame way to play, right? And you can still get through. It's not as easy. You won't get through as often. It will limit you on defense of what you can do in other areas. But it's still there. So you have guys who are upset because the game's not how it used to be. And they're having a tough time adjusting. And it does suck. I have games where I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, play the Colts, and you'll find out just how, like, frustrating it can be to play defense sometimes, right? Because the Seahawks, the Colts, the 49ers, the Bengals, right? Like, there are just some teams, the Patriots, right? They're just really good at what they do and have built a team that's just going to make your job on defense tough. And you have to adjust. Right? Even me, I play safety. I play some guys that because they play a certain way, which is within FPR, I can't do what I normally do. I have to switch players. I got to switch play calling. I got to switch up things because you have to adjust. And that's what FPR is supposed to be about, like adjusting, not taking advantage of AI flaws, right? And I think leaving the defensive end to where it was in Season 1 was taking advantage of a flaw in the game that we just can't have. The sack record fell, and it would have continued to fall every year if we allowed it. But that has caused the other issue, and that's where we're going to go. First, we're going to go here. There's our philosophy, mixing it up. No switch league. Let me see here. Again, we let somebody help us with our rules. I don't know, a while back. Yeah, and he took it out. Let's see if it's here. No. Well, I may have to add all that back. It was here at one time. Yeah, I'm going to have to add it all back. But FPR is founded on the basis of don't do anything a majority of the time. Majority being anything close to 50% and definitely over 50%. So the answer, we're going to come over here, turn this back on. I've never done this, so this will be new. But the answer has been I can't get defensive end rush, so I'm going to blitz every first down. And I may mix in a man blitz, but most of the time I'm going to zone blitz. Just in case I don't get there, you have no passing lanes. And so that has been the answer to people's lack of a pass rush, is that every single first down, you see right there, just instantly in the backfield by two defensive ends who are already rushing. But because of the way the blitz is set up, they're already getting in there. And we all know that practice does not play. It's always easier here in practice than it is in the real game when we're playing user versus user. But the answer has been, I'm going to blitz every first down. I'm going to blitz every second down. I'm going to blitz every third and short. And guys are now abusing doing things every single specific situation. But because I don't blitz 50% of the game, I'm fine. Well, that's not how this is supposed to go. Like when we start talking about man, blitz, and zone, you're talking about a nice, even, balanced game is 33%. So you start hitting 45, 40%, like you're out of balance, you're out of whack, right? Man and zone, if you're not going to blitz, 50-50, right? You're mixing that up. That's kind of the perfect ratio. I don't expect guys to sit there and chart what they're doing. Just play the game. Just know, oh, okay, every third down, I've been blitzing this guy. I'm not going to blitz the next couple drives. Like it's not complicated. It's not hard. It's not confusing. It is very simple. And the simplicity is don't do something every single down. You can see here, all right, it's a blitz. There's 8 in the box. Because this safety is going to come down in the box to cover that tight end every single time, right? Well, I don't stack the box. No, but you call blitz all the time. You call cover 3. Let's do that. Let's change the play here. All right, you call cover 3. This is the other part. People stacking the box all game long. I'm coming out in a normal pro formation. Cover 3 Sky. Got the man right in the box. Right? Because he's covering that short zone area, so he's not going to be in his normal position. Right now, if I try to run, they have an extra guy right there ready to make the play. And guys crash really fast in this game. And so they're hitting you in the backfield more often than not. Right? And so this goes back to the point of doing things over and over and over and over again. Every first down, you're calling some type of cover 3 or a blitz, and because of that, it's stacking the box. Or you're stacking the box, right? So every first down you see, this is the new game plan. First down, I'm going to blitz or cover 3 or something to stack the box. So I'm going to stop the run effectively on first down. On second down, I'm going to blitz. Or if I didn't blitz on first down, I'm going to blitz you on second down. If I blitz you on first down, I'm not going to blitz you on second. But I'm going to play a cover 1, which again is going to put that safety in the box. All right, we'll do a cover 1, safety in the box again. Right, he's in the box, he's covering that tight end, right? And he gives you an extra blocker. or an extra defender that's right there ready to make the play. Now, some guys are trying to adjust, and they're doing, the defensive realignment where it does move that safety back. Totally fine, right? But this is what you're seeing. And then on third down, we're going to zone you. We're going to zone you every third down, right? Seeing cover 2 zone come back a whole lot again. But these are the, abusive things that we're seeing. And we're seeing them over and over and over and over again. And it's got to stop. It just has to. We've got to figure out a way to mix up what you're doing. It is possible. It's not hard. Yes, there are some third downs that I wait to purposely run man that I know there's a high chance I'll get beat, but I need to run a man defense on third down. I'm not going to run a man defense on 3rd and 10, on 3rd and 15. On 3rd and 17, right? Because I'm opening myself. I may, because I do it, right? If I find myself running a lot of zone, I may run a man. But in a normal situation, if I've been properly running man and zone combos and mixing it up, then I may run. I'm going to run zone in the times when it's smart to run zone. I'm not asking you to put yourself in a place where you're competitively out of balance, but I am asking you to mix it up. So here's the other thing. Since we're on offense, I don't know if this is going to work because I actually am not good at this and I don't do this, but I've seen it a zillion times. All right, halfback counter weak. We'll just run a man defense, I guess. Cover 2 man over. All right, so this play is designed to go to the left. I'm gonna cut it right up the middle. All right, it didn't work for me there. But I've seen that play work time and time and time again. Right up the middle. There we go. That's what I was looking for right there. All right? That play is not designed to go up the middle. That play is designed to go to the left. And that's where that play should go. Now, if it's blown up once in a game and you take it up the middle, fine. But a majority of the time, this play should be going right inside that defensive end on the outside. One of the two. Sometimes you can bounce it, sometimes you can't. But it needs to be going right in here. Right in that hole. That's where that play's designed to go. And I'm tricking the AI whenever I run it straight up the middle. It's taking advantage of a game design flaw. Here's the other thing. Again, this may not come off how I wanted to because we all know this game plays completely different here than it does in a normal situation. We'll run this against cover 4 quarters, right? Just a nice little, this is supposed to go right up between the guard and the tackle, nice little up the middle run, right? I didn't get it because I hit my button too fast. But trying to cut it, right? I get to the line, I get to where the hole is. That guy blew that up. But I get to where that hole is, and I immediately bounce it outside. And now, because I want to redo the play, everybody's breaking through tackles. Now, you want to cut it up here? Fine. Cut it up straight up the middle. Totally fine with that. Now, if I want to do this, cutting it way back over here, it got blown up, but not fine. That play should not go to the left at all. I'm trying. Let me see if I can get this cut outside that I've seen a zillion times. Golly, come on. One time our defensive line plays good. It's not going to do it just because I want to show it. I did it the first time. They cut up, they get through that line where that play's supposed to go. And as soon as they get up to that line, right, they're cutting it back outside. And it just, those types of things we got to cut back on. Here is what this league has been complained about and complained about and complained about. Here's everyone's go-to route. No. Single bag. Aces. Nope. Deuces. There we go. Ace post. Cover 2 man. So we know the post is overpowered in this game. We know that it is a pretty high efficiency deliverable ball. We know because of the time that we now have in the pocket, the guys can just sit back and make plays. And so guys are abusing the post. Some guys out there, you're only running post. That's because I have a terrible quarterback right there. But you're only running post routes. You're running 75% post routes. Again, way, way, way beyond the majority that we are allowing here. Look, I'm not saying you can't run post. Post call against the right play, against this play, against cover 2 man, right, where he beats that cornerback across his face and the safeties are in the deep outside. That should be a completion, right? So it's not that you can't make a team, God, this guy's terrible. It's not that you can't make a team pay for their mistakes. It's not abusing it. It's not running post 15 times a game. And here's my favorite play. Here's the play that I caught on to some guys that win here and win a lot. Here's the play you like to run a lot. I don't even know if I have it. Oh, yeah, I do have one. Vikings double post. Some formation of this. All right, so we'll go dime. We'll go 2 cover man. Whatever. All right. Some sort of 2 post routes on the same side of the field. Some of you are even doing this. You're taking this guy, right? He won't let me move. But you're taking a post out. So this number 10 for me, Smith, is supposed to run a post out at the 20, right? You're taking him, you're moving him to the same side as the other post because you've gotten smart, right? Some guys have started using the safety. You know that you can confuse the AI. If I run 2 posts on the same side of the field, the user or the AI is going to get confused. They're going to have to pick one, and the other one's automatically going to be open. Oh, my quarterback is terrible. You get the point. Not a bad concept. Not a bad play call in the right circumstance. A terrible play call when you run it 5 times a game, 6 times a game, when you run it every 3rd and long situation because you know you need a first down. Like, that's where this is coming into trouble and where guys are having a lot of issues with it is because guys are leaning on certain specific plays over and over. And so then you do this. You'll call a route that has a drag route and some posts. So if you take away my post, oh, well, then I'll just come. Oh, I can't do it there. If you take away the post route, then I'm just going to hit my drag route, right? I'm just going to hit that all day long. So if you're using the safety and you take away all my posts, I'm going to hit drags all day long. Again, that's not what we're after. We're not after you finding 2 plays, 2 routes, and finding as many plays with those same 2 routes in as you possibly can and running those 75% of the game and then sprinkling in a few other things in there so you don't get in trouble. You're missing the concept of what FPR is all about. All right? Let's see what we got here. Here we go. All right, another favorite play. We'll even run this one against the zone. All right, another favorite play. So I got my post route with Smith. I got my drag route with the tight end. And you'll see this play 6 times a game, right? Just way too much. Even against a cover 3, right? You take away that, I'm going to hit the tight end. Now, my tight end got caught and didn't do anything. But if you take away the post, I got the drag. If you blitz me, I got the drag. If you take away the post, which this isn't going to do. That guy jumps out of the freaking gym to swat that away. Right? Just gives me too many options. Which is fine if it's ran 3 times a game. Right? But seeing this play 5, 6, 7 times every 3rd down. right? That's a problem. I'm trying to think of some of the other things we want to talk about. Post routes are the biggest one. You guys got to start mixing up the post routes, period. You got to lay off of it. You got to find some other routes, right? Comeback route, crossing route. Look, some guys are going to just moan and groan because they moan and groan. That's who they are as people. Like, I get it. Like, if you beat them and they feel like you shouldn't have beat them, they're going to moan and groan. There's zero that we can do about that. There's nothing that I can do about that. Let them moan and groan. I'll watch your film. If I see something, fine, right? But there's got to be other routes. The seam 678, right? Another play, right? We're running against a blitz. But another play, I got 2 post routes, right? And so I'm just waiting for you to choose which one you want, and then I'm attacking the other. My quarterback is terrible, y'all. I got to put in Breeze again. But just over and 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 over. You just see the same stuff. And we got to mix it up. Bouncing runs or running plays when they're not supposed to go. Abuse of the drag and the post. Because that's another thing that guys will do. They'll just run tight end drags all day long. They'll run, see, this is a middle attack. So I got my post in the center, right? I'm bringing back the post. I got my out route, and then I'll drag this guy, right? And I'm just running this play in some form or fashion 8 times a game, right? It's just too much, right? And that play from a different formation does not make it a different play. It's the same play. Mix it up. Find other plays that work. Find plays that don't work, but you got to learn how to make it. Do what you got to do. We've limited hot routes this year, but yet I'm still seeing guys hot route every single play. And one guy had the audacity to tell me, well, Nate, don't you know that pass protect is going to bring up an audible? Yeah, but you don't pass protect every single down. Again, you're doing things every play. That's not what we're here to be about. That's not what our league and our community is about. Mix it up. Don't do anything every single time. All right? Anything that you can do every single time, you can ID the mic every single play if you want, if that makes you feel better. If you're on defense, you want to highlight the receiver because he's abusing the receiver, highlight the same receiver every single time. Those are not hot route adjustments. You can do whatever, slide protect if you want every now and then. Max protect you want every now and then. If you want a max protect play, right, go find you some in the playbook. They're in the playbook. Formation, I formation, max protect. There's not many of them, and they're usually shot plays like play action, max protect. But there are some max protect options out there, right? So you don't have to do something every single play. I'm trying to think of what else we wanted to cover here on offense. I think this was basically it. You see, that's the number one reason I hate cover 2 zone. Like you'll see right here, watch. Those cornerbacks follow that receiver all the way up. I will always hate cover 2 zone because of that. If that cornerback played his up to 20-yard line from here, he played that nice 10 yards and stopped, then I'd be more fine with this play. But he follows him 10, 15, almost 20 yards down the field before he backs off of him. Which means if you blitz me in that play, I've got nowhere to go. I've got nowhere to go with the ball. Great for one play, but you run that play 6 times a game, 7 times a game. That's 40% of the play calls. It's ridiculous. Let's see if we flip sides here. Chunk this up for an interception. All right, switch sides. All right, so defense. All right, we talked about blitzing every first down. We talked about stacking the box. 4-6, 4-4 are not normal play calls here. You're expected to run a 4-3, a 3-4. Those are the normal play calls. You can sprinkle in some 5-2, some 4-4, and some 4-6. You should never be running quarter, nickel, dime, dollar, big dime, big nickel. You should never be running any of those against a normal formation in a normal down in distance. What I mean by that is if it's 2nd and 17 and he comes out in 2 wide receivers because he's trying to take advantage of, he knows you got to now run a 4-3 or a 3-4, you don't have to do that. That's not a normal down and distance. 1st and 10, yeah, that's a normal down and distance. 2nd and 7, 3rd and 8, those are normal down and distance where you should be matching as close as you can to what the other guy's doing. But if you get into a situation where it's 1st and 15, 2nd and 18, 3rd and 20, dude, play the defense you need to play to protect yourself. If you're up by 21 with 3 minutes left to go and you want to play all nickel and dime, I'm totally fine with that. The other guy may have a problem with it, but I'm telling you, from me, totally fine with it. You're up. You're protecting the lead. He can pick that apart if he wants to. He can do whatever he wants, right? Like, that is your decision to make. Trying to remember the issues that we've seen here on defense that guys want me to talk about. The number one issue is the one that we seen a while ago, right? Let's go. I don't want to go solid. I want to go odd. Cover 4. Let me find a good cover 4. Cover 4 drop show 2. And we're going to run. I'm going to run a mid attack. Let's see if he attacks that tight end in this. So what I'm trying to get to, what I'm trying to show is that middle linebacker jump, right? We all hate it. Guys, I spent 6 hours editing rosters to take that away as much as we can. We nerfed that as much as we possibly could with speed threshold, with play ball trait. Every linebacker here has play ball trait and conservative. It is what the game is. Like, I didn't design the game. I didn't make the game. It is what it is. That is what we have to be. We just have to accept that is what it is. So you have to learn, and I'll show you. I'll go back to the offense in a minute. How to touch pass, how to double click, where you double press the receiver button you're going to, and it does like a lob pass, where you high mark it, so you L1 it, and it'll throw the ball high. You have to learn how to do those things. He's just going to throw this stupid out route all day long because that's what a cover 4 kind of gives you. But it doesn't get to the point I'm trying to show you guys here. Here's where here's the other area that guys are taking advantage of. And certain guys here have mastered this technique, which is a little annoying because, again, this isn't about mastering techniques. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this with the CPU and with like trying to do this here. I'm trying to think what I should even run here to kind of show. Let's run a drag wheel. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work, but you'll use the middle linebacker or outside linebacker, right? They won't go cover the running back. Instead, see, I got burnt because I'm not good at it. I have not mastered it. But they step up. So as soon as the play snap, they're going to step up, act like they're going to cover their guy. Then they just underneath the whole way. And then because they know they're going to get that user pick from 10 yards in front of the play, they lurk. I can't do it just because it's almost impossible. I'm not good at it. I can lurk from a safety position. That's about it. But that's what they do, right? I'm going to step up, kind of zone out, and then I'm going to lurk you, right? That's, again, you're defeating the purpose of what we're trying to get here. This is not comp mode. This isn't, oh, I found a way to use the linebacker flaw even when usering, where I can pick a ball off that's, supposed to be 10 yards behind me. Because I'm really good at lurking. Look, if you are called, Right? If I'm right here, I'm called to cover the fullback. That's my job. I got to go after that fullback. I got to cover him. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. And if that fullback stays, then I got to go after the quarterback. I got to go wherever that fullback is. That is my job. Now, if once, out of 5 plays, once out of 10 plays, I decide, I know where that ball's going, I'm going to come cover over here, whatever. I don't like it, but once is fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, I hate it. I don't want to cover the linebacker, but the fullback, because I'm getting burned on the drag. Well, here's an easy solution. Go cover this cornerback. You can hold L1, and it's not going to do it here. But I can cover that receiver manually and do whatever I want to do. Well, I don't play cornerback. Well, I don't know what you want to tell you then. Like, that's your decision that you're making. Like, this game isn't supposed to be easy for all of us, and guys should have the opportunity to attack you in certain areas. And I'm speaking to myself on some of this. The couple of guys that come to mind that are really good at what I think, abusing a flaw in the game with the lurk. I'm speaking to myself too when I say, it's easy. Don't throw the ball where he's at. Like, look at another route. Go a different way. Come up with a different plan. Right? Like, we can't continue to dumb this down, add rules to the playbook, and make this in our efforts to make it an even playing field, dumb it down in such a way that now it's vanilla and everyone's running the same 7 plays all game long. Like, we can't do that either. Guys have to have the opportunity to build a team that fits them, fits their style, fits their play calling. So user lurk on the linebacker side needs to be watched. You need to stay in the play arc. Let's do this. Watch. Choose new play. All right, so I'm going to call. I'll share from my own point of view. This is what I do, right? So we'll go normal. We'll go cover 4. We'll go cover 6. We'll go cover 6. And against it, we'll run slants. All right, so I'm going to play the safety here. My job is to cover from back this whole back area. Right? And so that's where I need to be. I don't need to be stepping down. Oh, it's a slant. I'm going to... Okay, I'll let this play go. Oh, it's a slant. I'm going to come here. I'm going to come right here. I'm not supposed to be doing that. Right? Again, you do it once, fine, whatever. You start doing it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Well, I know the slant's coming. Great. Then play the linebacker. Play the linebacker. Take that slant away. Do what you got to do. But you cannot continue to take your guy out of a zone. If it happens, it happens. Okay, I'll give you another perfect example. We'll go normal. One of my favorite calls. Call I call probably the most. Cover 2 man. All right, because I like the deep help. All right, we'll run middle attack. It's going to throw this stupid out route, right? I'm supposed to be covering this back end. And so I'm covering, and I say, oh, the tight end's going to be wide open because he burnt my linebacker. I'm not allowed to, like, run way over here where this guy is. If I go, watch, I'll show you what I would do, right? I think, okay, the tight end is going to burn my linebacker. I'm backing, I see it. Oh, all right. Bam, I'm stopping midfield. And if that tight end continues to run, he's going into somebody else's zone. I'm letting him go. So I play the Cardinals. Oh, this is the other thing. I play the Colin and the Panthers. So I get lots of messages about Colin, and he's breaking every receiver record. It's kind of been like something that's happened, his goal, and now he's going for it. And guys are like, well, can guys spam receivers? Short answer is yes. It's a receiver. I have zero problem with it. If he is mixing up his routes, if he is mixing up the timing, like all the things, he's running comebacks, he's running slants, he's running crossers, he's running drags, he's running post routes, he's running fly routes, he's running the whole tree. and he's burning your cornerback, and he's getting the timing down, I'm totally fine with that. Now, if he's, getting 15 catches by running 10 slants or 10 post routes and 5 slants, he's running 8 post routes and 6 drags, that's a problem. But that's a play call problem, not a receiver problem. When it comes to a couple things I'll never get on guys about. Runs up the gut. Never going to hear me tell a guy he can't run up the gut. I'm just never going to do it, so don't expect it. Throwing to a receiver, I don't care if it is his number one receiver. That's why you have a number one receiver. That's why Des Bryant gets paid the money he used to get paid, and like Randy Moss and Odell Beckham, like they're number one receivers for a reason. I'll never get on a guy for throwing to his number one receiver. Just not going to do it. If he's spamming a slot guy, if he's spamming a tight end, I got a problem. We can talk about it, right? Number one, number two receiver, zero problem. We could even have the discussion if he's spamming a number two guy, that guy needs to be moved to number one. We can even have that discussion, but with the new game and the adjustments that you can match up receivers and cornerbacks however you want, there's really no excuse for that either. Another thing I'm never going to get on anybody about is running too much man. Unless they're running all cover one, where they're putting safeties in the box, I'm never going to complain. 2 cover man over is the easiest play to attack, and I'm never going to tell a guy that he can't run that. So, I play Colin. Guys are complaining he's spamming the receiver. So I went from covering Jameson. I had to go to Williams because I knew he's going to be attacking my receiver on the out, right? And I got to do something about it. And so I did. I changed my game plan. I changed what I normally do to then start covering that other receiver to help me try to keep those catches to a minimum. You got to adjust, guys, and you got to move. I think that there were some other things, but again, I accidentally deleted those, so I don't have them on me, and we'll probably bring them up on the next show. But those are some of the things that we're seeing a lot of. On my feedback forums, the ones that all have negative feedback. Number one, here's kind of the rule of thumb. If you give a guy a 4, I read your notes, but I don't say anything to anybody. If I see a bunch of number 4s with the same notes, then I may have a conversation with the guy and say, hey, here's the common thread. If I see a 3, a 2, or a 1, the film is watched. We watch for your notes. I then let you know, hey, here's what we've seen. And I let the owner know, hey, you had somebody that said they needed a film watched, and here's what we've seen on that film. That's the way feedback forums work here. And we've had the most feedback forms, I think, that we've ever had, just like we did last season. But we've also had the most films that we've had to watch in a very long time. And I like that. Like, I want good, honest feedback. But some of this stuff can be petty, right? And so I'm not going to go and talk to a guy about every single complaint unless I start seeing a common thread, or unless the complaint is bad enough that something needs to be done. But all of these kind of issues and complications and things can go away by mixing it up better, by not leaning on one route over and over and over, by running the plays where they're designed to go on offense and defense. If a guy's attacking you in a place where you're not, then you need to go play another position. It is as simple as that. Again, it's not hard or complicated. Mix it up better. Watch that majority rule. Run the play where it's designed to go on offense and defense. Up the gut runs should go up the gut. They shouldn't be bounced outside. Outside runs shouldn't be taken up the gut. It's not hard. It's not confusing. It's not complicated. Run the play where it's supposed to go. Be okay with a loss. Be okay with a loss on a down, on a drive, in a game. It's okay. Hey guys, we'll advance again in 48 hours and you'll get another game. It's okay. You won't die. Your job will be there tomorrow. Your wife will still love you. It's going to be fine. Some of you get so caught up, in winning and losing. And yes, I get it. It sucks to lose all the time. But if we all play by the same set of guiding principles, then we would have more good games. And win or lose a good game keeps you coming back and keeps you happy. Mix up the plays, run the play where it's designed to go, be okay with taking a loss, and stop abusing flaws in the game. Post routes are easy. Cover 2 zone, a lot of times, even though it's better this year, will cover more of the zone than it should. Stop calling it all the time. User lurking and purposely guarding the guy that you're supposed to be guarding 10 yards below where he is so that you can try to get the pick is lame. Stop it. We all see what you're doing. There's no need for it. Cover the guy. Like if you hold L1, that is what your usering should look like most of the time. With the occasional out of the zone, making a play. Like the other day, I was the safety. I followed a post route that went all the way to the center of the field. I knew that I was already getting towards, if I wasn't already at the edge of my zone that I should have been, I stopped covering that guy. I went back into my zone. As I did that, the guy threw a fly route. It was an easy pick for me. Right? But it's because I was trying to stay in my zone. The occasional briefly coming out of your zone, or the occasional, I got caught up, I just was trying to make a play. That happens from time to time. It shouldn't be happening 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times a game. All right, and there are some of you guys who know you do that. I keep going back to that, where you purposely will play your defender 5 to 8 yards behind him. And when I say behind, so below him. So the receiver, the tight end, the fullback, whatever, is 5 to 7 yards behind you up the field, because you know that invites a bullet throw that you're going to use or lurk and jump out of the gym to pick off. And it's lame. It's competition style. Go find another league. There's tons of other leagues that you can go play that will play you competition style. It's how taking advantage of the FPR to your advantage to help you get easy victories. And then last is just enjoy the game. Stay out of the chat when you're playing a game and enjoy it or quit. Like one or the other. It's there. I got there with me last year. It's like, guys, I need to retire if I can't stop complaining and just ready to kill somebody over a video game. It's just stupid. Your energy is worth more than that. It's better than that. And we deserve, as a league, to not have to read all that negativity in the chat. So those are kind of my rants today. Again, I feel like I'm leaving something out. I know the post routes were a big deal. I know the user alert was a big deal. The play calling, I see guys who call blitzes twice in a row, cover 2 zone twice in a row, cover 6, cover 9, another play that guys are leaning on, right? Because it's like another version of cover 2. I don't have a problem with it. I call a lot of cover 6, cover 9. Just mix it up. That's all we're asking. Hey, I've called 5 cover 6s in the first 3 drives. I probably shouldn't call that again for the rest of the game, or I should call it very, very limited. Just be smart. Know when you need to mix it up and find opportunities to mix it up. Like a 3rd and down and long, calling a man defense. That's going to happen sometimes. Because I'm trying to show the other guy I am willing to mix it up, to make me think, to make you think. Because when both players are mixing it up, you have to really think through where are they going to go, what are they going to call, what are they going to use, and how can I stop it? And it just becomes a boring game when you're calling 10 post routes, 8 of which are double post routes into the same zone. And yeah, you can defend that, right? But now I got to call the same type of play all game long on defense. So yeah, we can do a better job of mixing it up. Wide receiver spam is no such thing. For those of you who have tight ends leading your team in receptions, shame on you. That rule has been in this league for a very long time, and you should just know better. and the stats don't lie. You can see it right in front of your face. Your tight end is leading your team. You need to mix it up, which means you may have to take some sacks, which means you may have to, try out some new plays, and change your playbook, and do whatever you got to do. But having these conversations are not fun for me. They're not something I enjoy. They're not something I look forward to. And when I have them, I definitely don't enjoy the snapbacks that I get. I'll adjust. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm asking, and I could use it without the the dramatic flair and the dramatic situations. I could also use it without the attitude, right? If you don't like what we're asking, it's pretty simple, guys. You can just leave, right? No one owes me to stay here, and I am going out of my way to find the best stats, the best situations that fits everybody, and makes it as fair and even as a game as it can. But then also acknowledging some players are just going to be better at this game than others, and there are other aspects of this league that you can enjoy. So, the wife is home. I've now been rambling for over an hour, kind of shared everything that was kind of on my mind. And again, it's up to the league to respond and to fix the gameplay. Said it over and over and over and over again. I don't want to continue to repeat myself. Go back and watch the video if you're still confused. It's more is expected from owners here, and we got to clean up certain things. And to clean those up, we just got to stop abusing things that we know that work. Post routes. And the answer can't be, well, I won't run any post routes. I'm going to run all tracks. That's not the answer either. It's just mix it up. There's nothing wrong with post routes. Just mix them up. Run other plays. If you run a post route, don't throw the post route every single time. Like, that's a new concept. Throw one of the other routes. Well, the post route's open. I hear you, but you've now completed 6 post routes in a row. Go find another route to complete. If the guy's that bad of a play caller, you're going to win the game anyway. At least have some character and integrity while you're doing it. Again, this is why I want everybody involved in the podcast, so it's not just my views. And on the next show, we will definitely cover these issues and any other issues that I've possibly left out. There will be some changes coming soon to the board. I will be tagging some people, some new folks to come help us. We are looking for somebody that would be interested in helping with scheduling. Bill's been doing it for a while, but he is also pretty burnt out. Scheduling always burns everyone out who takes it. And so it would be nice to have 2 or 3 guys that I could kind of rotate every season, and that way no one is having to do it longer than a season, and no one gets burned out, and everybody can kind of share the load, so to speak. So yeah, I've done my rants and raves. Let me get out of here. Give us a follow. GrownFolksOC.com is our website. Tons of content. Again, the new wrestling show is out. Please go watch that for me, man. This new Recognition of Excellence Awards, those are awesome. You need to go read that. The new show is out, Chaos number 50. We're having a lot of fun producing these. It's a whole YouTube show, and so I just would love to hear feedback, have people watch it and tell us, are you buying into the storylines? Do they make sense? And yeah, just be fun to have some fans watch the show. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, Grown Folks OC on Twitter. Let me pull up Twitter real quick and show you. Not that. There we go. Grown Folks OC on Twitter. You can check out give us a follow. Tweet at us anytime you create some new content. Make sure that you tag us in that so that we can retweet it and get it out. You can see that we got 652 followers, so lots of great stuff comes out on here. New Red Dead Redemption clan is forming as the online is coming out in just a couple of days. And so, yeah, lots of fun stuff coming out with that. Grown Folks OC on Twitch. Make sure you give us a follow there. And then finally, your YouTube page. My channel. Here we go. Give us a follow here. Give us a like and subscribe. Watch some of our videos. We're always putting out content. There's all kinds of playlists that you can see here, from soccer to Madden, just all kinds of stuff that's on here. So lots of really great content that's out there. Give us a follow, a like, and subscribe. We'll give you a follow, a like, and subscribe right back. And that's going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and put a bow on the show here. Poet didn't even know it. But again, we'll have all the guys back hopefully this weekend. Give you a true look at the playoffs as we're getting close to the end of our season. Give us some playoff predictions. Cover any things that I may have forgotten about or left off. And then finally, also give you an opportunity to get some feedback from some of the other guys. So, yeah, it's been a good show. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to me rant and rave about some of these things. Let's clean it up. Let's do better just as a community. And let's get ready as Season 81 playoffs are around the corner. Season 82 will be here before we know it. If you would like to help us, we are looking to have some graphics made for the playoff teams. I always need help with player shots. Again, scheduling, some other things that are going to be coming up. We could also use some help. So if you want to give us a hand, give us a yell, let us know. I know OMFL 2 could also use some help. And so there's lots of really good things that are going on in the community. Make sure that you're plugged in, you're helping us out, and that you're a part of what's going on. Have a great week. God bless you. We'll see you around the corner. Peace.